Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny. Today's video is going to be another 3 looks 1 palette video. The palette that I will be using for this video is the Too Faced chocolate bar, the original one. This was a favorite of mine and I really wanted to pull it out again. I haven't used it in a very long time. So today, of course, is the first look of 3. This is one of my go-to looks with this palette that I always go to. I really like this palette because I consider it like my comfy palette, like my sweater palette. I can go to this and I can always get a good look out of it. Let's go ahead and jump into my everyday look with this palette. So I did go ahead and zoom you in just so you can see everything a little bit closer. And I did go ahead and do my entire face as well as my eyebrows, and I will be doing that for the other looks as well. Going in with a flat shader brush in the shade White Chocolate, I am just going to use this to set the lids and just use it as a white base. Going in with a blender brush in the shade Salted Caramel, I am just going to take this into the outer part of the crease and then drag it inward. But what I like to do is look straight into a mirror that is behind my camera, and I'm going to put it on the hood of my eye to make sure that I have it high enough, and then I am going to blend that out. And then I'm going to take it down onto the actual lid as well, but keeping it focused on the outer half of the eye. Going into a mixture of the shades Milk Chocolate and Semi-Sweet, I'm going to kind of do the same thing, but I'm going to focus that just on the lower end of the eyelid and the crease. I'm not going to blow it up as much as I did the first shade. Now taking a smaller blending brush and going into the shade Cherry Cordial, right? Cordial, yeah, I think. The burgundy-ish kind of shade. I'm just going to take this on the very outer corner of the eye. Now taking a flat shader brush and going into the shade Marzipan, I'm going to put this on the inner half of the eyes. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow shades ever. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take that little brush again and just whatever's left on it, I'm going to kind of blend the mattes and the shimmers together. I'm actually going to take a tiny bit more Cherry Cordial and then just kind of blend that together. Taking a small angled liner brush, I am then going to go into the shade Triple Fudge, and I'm going to use it to lightly line my eyes. And I'm going to stop where the lashes stop, so about like right at the end of my pupil, or iris, I mean. Now taking a rounded pencil brush, I'm going to go into a mixture of the shades Salted Caramel and then Milk Chocolate, right? Yes. And I'm going to run this on the outer portion of the lower lash line. I'm going to stop about halfway through my eye. To finish up, I'm going to go into the shade Champagne Truffle and put that on the inner corner. So I did go ahead and add some mascara and a little bit of brown liner in the top waterline. This look is now complete. I did zoom you in so you can see a little bit better. I just really like how this looks. It looks really good for every day. Kind of natural, but a little bit smoky. It just really accentuates the eyes, I think, and I think it looks really nice, and I really like the way it looks. So here is look number 1. Let's move on to look number 2. Hello, welcome to look number 2. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Just like the other look, I am going to go into the shade White Chocolate and just use that to set the lids and make a lighter base. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Salted Caramel, and I'm just going to take this into my crease And I am going to take it really deep, like right underneath the brow bone over here. No, right underneath the eyebrow. I really want to make this crease kind of deep for this look. Taking the same brush and going into the shade Semi-Sweet, I'm going to do the same thing, focusing it slightly lower than where I put the Salted Caramel shade, just to kind of help make a gradient. I am still going to take it kind of deep in here because I really kind of want to deepen the entire crease. I usually keep this area kind of more open, but this time I want to deepen it. So now, just with my finger, I'm going to go into the shade Candied Violet, this purpley shade. And I'm just going to kind of pat this on the center of the lid and then kind of like out to the outer corner as well. And then kind of start to blend it into the crease, and then I'll take a brush and blend it then. Or blend it in then. With a fluffy brush, I'm going to go into the shade Black Forest Truffle, and I'm just going to pat this on the outer corner to deepen. Now, taking a flat brush, I am going to go into the shade Champagne Truffle, and I'm going to put this on the inner half of the lid. So this is not turning out how I thought it would look in my head. It's looking a little gross. So I am gonna take a tiny bit of a glitter glue and just pat that on like the center to the outer part of the lid. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the shade Candied Violet again, that purple, because I really want that intense purple shade like it looks in the palette. So I think that did help a little bit with the intensity, and so now I am going to take that flat shade in the Champagne Truffle light shade and then just blend those edges together a little more. So I took a little bit of the shade Triple Fudge and put it out here on the outer corners, and I think that that kind of helped a little bit, but I'm still not thrilled with how this looks. So I'm gonna see if I can add some other stuff and salvage this look. Okay, so I added a little bit of glitter glue and then added a little bit more of the Champagne Truffle in the inner part of the eye just to kind of make it pop a little more. And I'm still not loving it, so I'm going to stop on the top and we will move on. Okay, so I did add a little bit of black liner, and now I'm going to go into the lower lash line, and I am going to take a mixture of Semi-Sweet and just a little bit of the Candied Violet, and I am just going to run this on the outer portion of the eye. And now taking a definer shade and going back into that Champagne Truffle shade, I am going to add that on the inner corner as well. Okay, so now that I have the lashes and liner and all of that together in the lipstick, I actually don't hate this look. I actually think it turned out okay. I do like it with this really like rosy lip. I think it looks really pretty. I also am not really used to seeing myself in cool tones. I don't go cool purple often. It's more of like the warm like plummy, warm purples that I lean toward, not this cooler purple. So I do think that it turned out all right. It's not my favorite look I've ever done, but I do think it's pretty, and I do think that it turned out okay. So this is the second look. Let's jump into look number 3. Hello and welcome to the final look using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. Per usual, I am going to go in with the white chocolate shade just to set the lid and make a base. Going into the shade Salted Caramel, I am just going to put this into the crease and the outer V area. Now going into the shade Semi-Sweet, I am going to do the same thing, but I'm going to focus it more in the crease, like the actual crease of my eye, instead of like bringing it up with the other shade. I'm going to keep it lower. So now taking a smaller brush and going into the shade Triple Fudge, I'm going to kind of do the similar thing I did with, what was that, Semi-Sweet. I'm going to keep it on the outer V and then the actual crease of my eye. I want to keep the crease really defined in this look. I actually really like how this looks without any shimmer on it. I am going to use a couple of the shimmer shades, but I really like this all matte look. I've really been liking all matte eyes lately. So taking my finger, I'm going to go into a little bit of the shade Hot Chocolate. I'm just going to pat this on the outer corner of the eye because I do want an all over shimmer on the lid today. Now going in with a flat shader brush, I'm going to go into the shade Creme Brulee, the gold shade. I'm just going to place this on the inner half of the lids. Now with a pencil brush, I'm going to take a mixture of Salted Caramel and Semi-Sweet and run that all over the lower lash line. So I did zoom you in a little bit so that you can see the final look. I like how this is a little bit grungy in a way. It's like a like glam grungy or something. I really like how this turned out. I like kind of the vampiness of it, but not being like a cool vampy. It's still more of a like warm leaning vampy look. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed my 3 looks 1 palette using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This has been a favorite of mine for a very, very long time. It's just a staple in my collection at this point. I don't think I could ever get rid of it. I definitely recommend it to someone who is looking for a higher end neutral palette. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to subscribe, please feel free. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.